Welcome. It's another edition of Coffee with the Goose. You know, I talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating. Yes, I'm the Goose, and I'm glad you joined me for another show. Enough about politics. Oh my goodness, that's just too. It gets too crazy for me, and I know for many of you too. So just not going to get into that anymore. Let's get back to what we know and love more than anything else, and that's boxing, and more specifically Manny Pacquiao. Oh my goodness, got to have a little coffee. It is Coffee with a Goose, let's not forget. My Java, as you know, very strong, like my opinion, and of course I got some creamer in there to make it sweet. Oh, so sweet, just like me. All right, here we go. The election is over. Bong Bong, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the runaway winner. That wasn't even close. And of course, our favorite boxer, Manny Pacquiao, took a stab at politics and ran for president as well. It did not end well. It's just not his game. Yes, I know he is a senator, and to many of you, he's a good senator. And he's been in that office for quite a while, and apparently he'll continue to serve in that office. But what's next for Manny Pacquiao? You know, he is, as you know, a legendary fighter. He's been in the business for, 25 years, something like that. One of the all-time greats. He's the only 8-division world champion in the history of boxing. But, you know, he went out, he retired last year after a loss to Yordenis Ugas. And, you know, it wasn't the right way to go out when you're a legend, all right? And I'm sure he agrees with that. You know, when you're that great, you don't want to go out with an upset loss and there's lackluster performance. And, of course, there was a lot of shady things going on in the boxing world, which is kind of normal, I guess. But that's not the way Pacquiao wants to or should go out. Let's not forget, he's a warrior. And he said so. He retired before, remember? About 6 years ago. He retired, it may have been after that Jeff Horn debacle, which was a robbery, of course. And then he came out of retirement in late 2016 in true Manny Pacquiao fashion, not by fighting some bum, but fighting a world champion, and he beat Jesse Vargas to win I think it was a WBO World Welterweight title. So that's how Pacquiao rolls. He is a fighter and a legendary fighter. Now, I know there's things he can do to bide his time and live the rest of his very blessed life. You know, he is a senator, as I mentioned. He is a philanthropist, and he's good at that. He's got lots and lots of money he's earned in the ring and in movies and in music. And he is a wonderful, giving, loving, unselfish man. He's helped thousands and maybe millions of people with his own money. And he, I'm sure, will continue to do that for the rest of his life. And his son is in boxing. So, you know, there's a lot of pride there. But let's face it, as much as I admire his son and root for him, he's not dad, okay? And he's just an amateur, I think. He's just fought twice. So, yeah, he might have a bright future, but you're never going to top or even come anywhere near the old man's records. So, what is Pacquiao going to do? Now, let's not forget, now that there's been no official announcement, of course, and I'm not like some of those other YouTubers who try and tease you with the total, Pacquiao's coming back, he's coming back. No, there's been no announcement. But let's not forget, after that loss to Ugas last year, who, I'm not going to say I was the first one, but I came out and said very shortly thereafter, maybe not even a week after the fight, come on, he's going to come back. He's not going to stay retired. It's hard for him to do. Yeah, I know he's been successful in many other avenues in life, but boxing is what he does, has always done. And I'm going to give you his quote when he announced the Jesse Vargas fight in 2016. He said, "Boxing is my passion. I miss what I've been doing in the gym and atop the ring." Can't argue with that. The man's a warrior. I know he's grown and evolved over the years. He's now, 42, 43 years, 43, I think, and will be 44 maybe if he fights this fall. But he defies Mother Nature, Father Time. Even though he lost to Ugas last year. And don't forget, I'm not going to make excuses why he lost. He lost. But there was a lot of shenanigans going on in the corrupt world of boxing, and he only learned that he was going to fight Ugas 10 days, week and a half before the fight. You cannot prepare for any boxer not at that level in only a week and a half time. He was scheduled to fight Errol Spence Jr., and in my opinion, and I think many others, he was going to beat Spence. He was going to win that fight. So, be that as it may, he lost the fight. I still think he has it. You may disagree, okay? I know you get older. What's the first thing that goes when you get, as an athlete when you get older? It's the speed, okay? But the power's still there. And if you look at that Yordenis Ugas fight, he outworked Ugas. He didn't land as many punches, but he threw a lot more. He stayed busy. He was frustrated, and again, the game plan was not there. But take nothing away from Pacquiao as far as work ethic and his desire to win. He went in there and kept his hands busy and threw a lot more punches. So, you know, give him credit. And I stand by my prediction last year after the Ugas loss that he's going to fight again. Again, there's been no announcement made. And you know, and I know, if and when he comes back, he's not just going to fight a warm-up fight. That's not how he rolls. He's going to fight for a championship. Who's left in the welterweight division? And that's where he's been fighting for many years now. Yeah, he could go down to junior welterweight and win a title there. But the glory, if you will, for him and for us and in the boxing world is welterweight and heavyweight. He has, if he does want to box again, there are three options. I know there's more. He could fight Thurman again, but why? There are other fighters he could take on, like Ugas, but again, why? What purpose would that serve? He doesn't have a title anymore. There's two titleists left in the welterweight division, and that is Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. Now, we're all hoping, and hoping gets or what do they say, you crap in one hand and wish in the other, which one's going to fill up first, right? Wish all you want. I seriously doubt those two guys are going to fight. I have no idea why, because Thurman, here I go again. Crawford is no longer with the top rank organization with Bob Arum, so he's kind of like a free agent, and I have no idea what stands in the way of him fighting Errol Spence Jr. for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. So I think if Pacquiao comes back, and I really do believe he will, that he's going to fight one of these two guys, and who knows which one. Spence, I think, is fighting in the same promotion realm as Pacquiao. They were scheduled to fight last year. Let me remind you what happened. It still irks me, and again, it's corruption. Come on, man. If you don't think there's something fishy going on with this, it's just so out in the open. He was scheduled to fight Spence, and Spence was favored by the odds makers, the bookies in Vegas. But as the fight drew nearer, everybody started to realize, Pacquiao's probably going to beat him, and the casino never loses. So 10 days or so before the fight, Spence came up with a mysterious, okay, I'm not accusing him of, not making any accusations here, in my opinion, mysterious, retina injury, okay. The same day, just a couple hours later, the opponent of Yordenis Ugas, who was on the undercard, also had a mysterious eye injury, and so Ugas was elevated to fight Manny Pacquiao. You see how that's a little just shady to me. Anyhow, give Ugas all the credit. He beat Pacquiao. I like Yordenis Ugas, by the way. But then again, he lost. He was beaten up by Errol Spence Jr. He just did not have the goods to deal with the Dallas, Texas fighter. So that's the gist of it. That's the story of Pacquiao and Spence. So will they fight eventually? I don't know. I really hope they do. Or Crawford, for that matter. Who will win? I don't know. I'm not ready to make a prediction, you guys. That's down the road. That's after announcements have been made and documents have been signed. So is Pacquiao going to fight again? I still hold to my word and my prediction that yes, he will. He's not going to go out with a, well, I don't want to say embarrassing, but disappointing loss like he had last year. And if he does come back, it'll be this fall. So he'll have plenty of time now to prepare. So if we get the announcement, it'll come, I don't know, June or July. So we'll see. But I stick to my word. Don't forget, I predicted this within a week after the loss to Ugas last year, that Pacquiao will not stay retired. He came back from retirement 6 years ago and won. He'll do it again. So what do you guys think? If you think I'm just, blowing smoke at you, I'm just guilty of wishful thinking, I want to know what you have to think. And if Pacquiao does come back, can he win a title again? Let me know what you have to say. Give me your opinion. We've got a very knowledgeable boxing crowd watching Coffee with the Goose. Anyhow, that's it for this edition. Thank you so much for watching again. Coffee with the Goose, I really enjoy your company and appreciate you watching. And of course, all you folks who subscribe, thank you very much. And we will talk to you again soon.